Have you ever been trapped in a cycle of catering to someone's needs, only to feel drained? You might be in a narcissist's grip. This video delves into narcissism, revealing signs you're being used. Get ready for insights into these behaviors. 1. The cycle of idealization, devaluation, and discarding. There's this pattern that psychologists have observed regarding how narcissists behave in relationships. It's called the cycle of idealization, devaluation, and discarding. It's like a roller coaster of emotions, and it's quite a trip. The first stage is the idealization phase, where narcissists make you feel like the most fantastic person in the world. Psychologists say that this is where they create a super strong emotional connection. You feel valued and cherished. The second stage is the devaluation phase, where narcissists start criticizing you, making hurtful comments, or maybe even pulling away from you emotionally. Experts believe this shift could relate to the narcissist's fear of vulnerability or need to maintain control. The third stage is the discarding phase, where narcissists might vanish from your life without any warning or explanation. It's like they drop you like a hot potato. Psychologists suggest this behavior could be because the narcissist has gotten what they wanted from the relationship or found someone new to idealize. Dr. Ramani Durvasula, a well-known psychologist, often talks about this cycle and how it's a way for narcissists to manipulate and control their targets. She mentions that the idealization phase hooks you in, the devaluation keeps you off balance and eager to please, and the discarding leaves you yearning for their approval. 2. Mixed signals and emotions. Some people can be confusing and make you feel like you're on a crazy emotional roller coaster. Well, when it comes to narcissists, they're like the masters of this game. Psychologists have been digging into this behavior for a while. They suggest that narcissists use these extreme emotional shifts to keep you hooked. Ever heard of the term intermittent reinforcement? It's like when you're playing a slot machine, you never know when you'll hit the jackpot, but those occasional wins keep you pulling that lever. Dr. Ramani Durvasula talks about how narcissists feed off this cycle. She says that the push-pull dynamic, the hot and cold behavior, creates a bond that's hard to break. When things are good, they're good, and your brain craves those moments. You become almost addicted to the good times, hoping they'll return. 3. Mind twisting. Narcissists are real pros at playing mind games. They've got this sneaky trick called mind twisting. Have you ever heard of gaslighting? It's like their secret weapon for messing with your head and emotions. Gaslighting is an emotional manipulation that messes with your sense of reality. Psychologists and experts say narcissists are masters of gaslighting. They might flat out deny things that you absolutely know are true. For instance, let's say you caught them red-handed doing something, and they'd all say, "Nah, you must be imagining things. That never happened." If a narcissist uses you, they'll manipulate your mind until you conform to their superficial reality. 4. Control and possessiveness. Psychologists say that narcissists have a strong need to feel superior and important. So, one way they do that is by trying to control everything around them, including their partners. They're using you to boost their ego. Dr. Ramani Durvasula says, narcissists tend to see their partners as extensions of themselves rather than as separate individuals. It is why they might act possessive and controlling. They want to make sure you're doing what they want, making them feel powerful. 5. They won't offer empathy and emotional support. Psychologists and experts in human behavior found that narcissists often struggle with putting themselves in someone else's shoes. It can make them lousy at understanding or caring about your feelings. Dr. Ramani Durvasula even mentions that narcissists can lack the emotional tools needed to provide genuine support. Experts suggest narcissists might act this way because of their deep-seated need for attention and admiration. They're so focused on using you to get what they want, disregarding your emotions. It's like they're reading a book but only interested in the parts about them. 6. Taking advantage of your kindness and generosity. Psychologists say that narcissists are emotional manipulators. They might sweet-talk you or play on your emotions to get you to do things for them, even if it's not in your best interest. They're using your generosity to get what they want. Dr. Ramani Durvasula has talked about this. She explains that narcissists are like emotional vampires. They feed off of your kindness and use it to boost their ego. They might give you praise and attention at first, but it's often just a way to get you to keep giving. 7. Restricting contact from family and friends. Narcissists want to be the center of attention and get all the admiration. They are like emotional puppeteers. They want to control the show, and one way they do that is by cutting your strings to your friends and family. They might start telling you things like, your friends don't care about you, or your family is holding you back. They're planting these little seeds of doubt in your mind, trying to separate you from your support network. Dr. Ramani Durvasula says that narcissists use this isolation tactic to make you more dependent on them. They're trying to make you believe they're your only lifeline. 8. Blame shifting. Psychologists say that narcissists have a tough time owning up to their mistakes. They're allergic to apologies and taking responsibility. They'd instead turn the spotlight away from them and onto someone else. So when you catch a narcissist red-handed, they might say stuff like, well, it's not my fault. You made me do it. Or, you're the one who started this mess. It's like they have a whole playbook of excuses ready. Psychologists say that narcissists often have this fragile sense of self, so they can't deal with admitting they messed up. Instead, they play the blame game to protect their delicate egos. In other words, they're just using you as their scapegoat. 9. Unfaithfulness and fake promises. When it comes to relationships, narcissists might use a couple of sneaky tactics to keep you hooked while they're off doing their own thing. First off, there's the whole infidelity thing. They just can't resist the temptation to stray from the relationship, even though they promise to be faithful. This behavior can mess with your head and leave you hurt, angry, and questioning your self-worth. Now let's talk about those promises. Narcissists are famous for making grandiose commitments that sound amazing, but they never actually follow through on them. It's like they're selling you a dream, but when it's time to deliver, they're nowhere to be found. 10. Ruining your success and happiness. Narcissists thrive on feeling superior and having power over others. They keep you in their orbit by undermining your success and happiness. They say, hey, you're great, but not as great as me, and I want you to need my approval. Dr. Ramani Durvasula explains that this kind of sabotage aims to make you doubt yourself and rely on the narcissist for validation. They want you to feel like you can't achieve anything without them. It's like they're setting up roadblocks on your path to personal growth and success, all so they can remain in control. Remember, when you start feeling like a mere pawn in their grand game, pay attention to these red flags. If they're all about taking, and taking without a hint of giving, it's time to raise your guard. Don't let their charming exterior blind you to the fact that they might use your kindness as a stepping stone to boost their ego. Consider watching another helpful video right here. If you find value in this video, like this video and subscribe to our channel.